Hello, my loves, and welcome back. Please pardon the lighting and the spontaneity of this video today, but there's a lot that we need to talk about, and I didn't want to waste any further time when it came to breaking down these astrological transits, what it is that we can expect, and helping you guys to prepare for the remainder of the year. Before I dive into this energy a little further, the astrological breakdown and how we can work with these energies to make them work for us, not against us, because I really strongly believe that. I do want to say that I will need to censor myself just a little bit. For those of you guys that don't know, YouTube loves to censor smaller platforms. We're not really allowed to use certain words, so I'm going to do my best to not sugarcoat, because you will never find me sugarcoating information here, but be careful and to use filler words to make sure that my YouTube channel and our ability to connect isn't demonetized or completely wiped off the face of the earth, because we have come way too far, so far in our journey for it to just all be erased overnight. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get cozy, grab some coffee, grab some tea. I've got mine right here. I've got my candle lit. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So the question that I've been getting asked a lot lately is just, what is going on? Why are we starting off 2025 with such a bang, literally and figuratively? And is this going to set the tone for the remainder of the year? So what I said on TikTok and Instagram is yes and no. I want to start off by explaining why we're seeing such combative, aggressive energy at the start of 2025 and what this looks like and what this means for us for the remainder of the year. So starting off with the fact that Mars is connected to the masculine energy. And although it's retrograde right now, retrograde meaning that the energies of these planets, of that planet, can be repressed, held back, or blocked in some way, or slowed down in some way. Even though it's retrograde, transiting through Leo, which is a fire sign, it is directly opposing Pluto. Pluto is connecting us to the energy of our shadow, control, power, manipulation, and hidden aspects, things that we don't always necessarily see in the front of our face, but we can oftentimes subconsciously feel them if we're gifted, intuitive in some way. Now, whenever Pluto touches anything, any type of planet, any type of angle, what it does is it works to push and apply pressure and expel that energy up and out so that we are able to see it, confront it, whether we like it or not. And oftentimes Pluto's intention is to get rid of poison, infection, disease. And although that's positive and good for the long haul, when we're in it, it can be painful, it can be scary, it can be triggering. And all of those things are things that we are seeing and experiencing right now at the start of 2025. So even though, again, Mars is retrograde, oftentimes when we have a planet that's retrograde, it's that energy may be blocked, but oftentimes it's the unhealthy aspect of that energy that will find a way to push and force its way up and out, again, if it's connecting with a planet like Pluto. Now, one thing that I love to say, and one thing that is one of the main reasons that I believe in astrology so wholeheartedly, as skeptical of a person as I am, is the fact that without a doubt, like clockwork, whenever we see certain transits, we start to see certain energies that match the energy of that transit. Whatever it is that's going on in the astrological skies, without a doubt, like clockwork, we'll see it down here on Earth. The trends of that planet will manifest itself. Does this mean that this energy was spontaneous or something that was unplanned or in the moment? No. I don't believe for 1 second that this energy was spontaneous or so reckless and so unplanned. I believe that this is energy that's been building for quite some time. And the reason why I feel that way is because Jupiter, which rules philosophy and expansion of our minds and our core beliefs, our core values, retrograde, transiting through Gemini, is squaring off with Saturn. Saturn rules restriction and commitments and transiting through Pisces, which is also co-ruled by Jupiter. And stay with me, I know this is kind of a lot, I totally understand, but when we have Saturn transiting through Pisces, Jupiter transiting through Gemini, ruling what our beliefs and how we express those beliefs, what we have oftentimes is I don't know a way to say this, but and for those of you guys that are really good with words, vocabulary, let me know what the word for this would be. It's not martyr. It's not even similar to martyr, but martyr is something that I believe is the closest thing to what it is I'm trying to say right now. It's someone whose philosophy, they believe in it so wholeheartedly. Their belief is so strong that it encapsulates who they are and what they do and how they express themselves and how they think and how they talk. Jupiter transiting through Gemini is the expression of that energy, and squaring off with Saturn, it makes itself strict and rigid and like almost Hitlerian. I don't know if that's the right word, but Hitlerian in how it expresses itself in ways that doesn't even seem real, especially transiting through Pisces, right? So this is why I really am excited. My baby's here on the right side, and she's stirring and waking up. So if you hear any farts, it's her, not me. It might be me. I'm just kidding. But this is why I am really quick to remind you guys when I'm teaching tarot or when I'm talking about astrology, and one day, hopefully, teaching astrology. This is why I love to tell you guys that there's no such thing as a positive or a negative. It just is what it is. And when we see planets, even though Jupiter is known for being a beneficiary, for being expansive, we want to be really quick, or we want to remind ourselves that that doesn't mean that expansion and abundance and philosophy are always things that are constructive and wonderful. They can create very complex situations, especially if someone is like a martyr for their faith, a martyr for their belief, that they are willing to sacrifice themselves for what they believe is the greater purpose. And we're going to be seeing that a lot. Now, this is where I answer the question of, is this going to set the tone for 2025? Yes, but this is not something that was just happening in 2025, although we're going to start seeing more popping off of it here in 2025 to answer that question. This is something that has been developing for quite some time, and I've been hinting at it for a few years here on the YouTube channel with being really careful to not trigger anybody with what is happening, current events, and what will happen in the future, or in this case, in the present, and what's going to happen moving forward. Yes, there's going to be more of those types of people who believe that their beliefs, that they're willing to be a martyr for their beliefs, and that this expression will find an outlet, to say the very least. So we will see more pockets of this. What we can do collectively, and what we'll notice, which will be easy and also difficult, is the people will begin to put a little bit more pressure on how the government and how people in positions of power, how they handle these types of energy, because the people now have more of a voice and are now empowering themselves in ways that we haven't seen. Well, we have seen before. It's very radical. It's very outwardly expressed. It's very, if you don't take care of this, we as the people, we will find a way to make our voices known and make this, we will find a way to force it. So anybody in a position of power moving forward has their hands full dealing with the demands of the people and how the people are going to express themselves. And also the powers that be, government, business, politics, money, entrepreneurship, all of those things, the values that have been running not just America, but also globally, they have shifted greatly already. So we're going to start seeing our new priorities being able to be valued and be made important and being heard, seen, and prioritized now moving forward. What this looks like can create a radical shift, but this transformation is something that we've all needed. This video, I promise you guys, was going to be short and sweet. My baby is reminding me of that. I'm going to go spend some quality time with her, some cuddle time. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you guys have any questions about what's going on in the world, in the globe, let me know down in the comments. Make sure that you are subscribed to this YouTube channel because there's plenty more videos to where this came from. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.